Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tuesday stream where Bitcoin is trading above 70K. We're currently on the power hour of the day, the last trading hour of the day, when sometimes we get some significant price action. We're currently testing the upper part of this descending channel of this bull flag, if you would like to call it that way. And this is actually the fifth time we're testing this upper range here. So we might getting a breakout soon. And why am I thinking that? It's because we're trading above 69K, which is a really significant level, as we have appreciated from history. 69K was the second top all-time high from the 2021 bull market. As you can see, was actually the peak of top of that market, and we're right now trading above it after many attempts of failing and breaking down out of 67K, which was this level here. So we're not able to break down from 67K, which is also a real level as well. So you can see it was the candle close here from that Pico top in November 2021. I'm gonna leave that there. Oh no, it's a little bit, yeah, it's here. So we remember we were ping-ponging between this range for about 6 days. We almost had like 4 breakdowns, and the buyer stepped in, and yesterday we had a push above 70K. We couldn't sustain the price above, and now today we're actually going to get a candle close above 70K and on the upper side of this descending channel. So you're working on your highest daily candle close since May 20, and you're starting to lose negative momentum on the MACD histogram. So Bitcoin is looking really, really good here. If we don't fail a breakout here, I think we're going to have significant price action in the following weeks. And also today, the 3-day candle is closing in about 43 more minutes. And there's something really interesting going on here too that I want to point out, because we had a setup here which was a hidden bullish divergence. So you can appreciate here on the MACD histogram. I'm going to draw it here in the price as well. So what do we have here, chat? Can anyone in the chat let me know? What are we looking at here? What does this imply? What is the significance of the chart signaling something like this? Anyone? Okay, so basically you have a lower low here on the MACD histogram. You have a higher negative momentum built here on the MACD histogram, and you had a higher low on price, which means that sellers tried their best, had a lot of negative momentum, had a lot of strength, and they couldn't push the price lower, and they ended up creating a higher low for the price. So it's a continuation divergence, a hidden divergence. So this implies that the current trend that we're in on the 3-day time frame, which is a bull trend, an uptrend, is going to continue. And we're printing the first positive momentum on the 3-day time frame since March 28th. So that's something that we were waiting for. We saw this when we still had some negative momentum to be lost, and then we printed this strong negative momentum here on May 3rd 30, and we wondered if this was going to have some follow through, or it was maybe just the last effort of the sellers before we had continuation to the upside. So we're printing the first strong positive momentum on the MACD histogram on the 3-day. So that's implying continuation to the upside, chat. That's what's going on right now. And if you want some more edge too, I'm going to go to the Bitcoin against the SPX, which is currently breaking out of the exact same descending channel that Bitcoin has on the USD pair. It also has it on the SPX pair with some modification, obviously, but really similar. And you're actually breaking out of that range today with hopefully a kind of close in within 40 minutes. And you also have an interesting setup here, an inverse head and shoulders on the daily time frame. Could be on the works. You could be on the right shoulder here. This one would be the neckline, the red line. And I think we did the measure move of this target a couple of streams ago, but it would basically send Bitcoin against the SPX all the way almost to all-time highs. So that's really cool. I want to look at the 3-day too on Bitcoin against the SPX. So the 3-day is not printing any positive momentum yet on the MACD histogram. It's just printing a really weak negative momentum, and you have the same setup here, a hidden bullish divergence. The same setup that we have on the USD pair. So this could be some edge of what's going to happen against the USD pair because of the way that the SPX is looking at against Bitcoin here. So yeah, hype in the chat for BTC today, and the orange coin doing some good things. This is a 90-day range that was spent here, and it really feels like a lot of people time capitulated. So I'm guessing crypto needed this cleaning before heading into higher prices, because a lot of people came back into the industry when we had this run after the ETF. A lot of attention was going on in the crypto space, and we just had to get this boring price action for 3 months to just get everyone out and make everyone leave before going into higher prices. You know that, and it's known in the space that crypto rewards the ones that have conviction. You need conviction for making money, and I don't know, like having a good portfolio and not capitulating. You need conviction on the long term in Bitcoin and on some altcoins. I'm gonna move on to Bitcoin dominance because it's closing green on the day. It's working on the highest daily candle close since May 20, and possibly breaking out of this inverse head and shoulders. There's a small inverse head and shoulders that could be potentially setting up a double bottom here, or a second low after this low that we had on May 1st. And also starting to print positive momentum on the MACD histogram, and maybe starting to play out this bullish divergence that we identified on stream. So just looks like Bitcoin dominance wants to continue its long-term uptrend. We said before on stream that the trend is your friend. especially when it's been going for 18 months. And I also stated that I think that 57% is a strong resistance, that it was almost topped once. So I think in order for BTCD to top, we need a second top to 57%. We might not get it, but I think if we get a rally, I think 57% it's going to be a strong resistance. I see a lot of consensus on the timeline calling for 60% BTCD, and you already know that when there's too much consensus on a target, it usually gets front run, and I expect the same for Bitcoin dominance here. So we might get a spike if Bitcoin decides to do its thing and start rallying. But I think that at the end, when Bitcoin's trading above all-time highs with strength at around 80 to 90K, I think market participants are going to look for some other assets further down the risk curve to deploy their capital, and they'll likely go to riskier trades. They have a riskier appetite, so that eventually will end up putting the high for BTCD for this cycle, and then have the long-waited altcoin season, because it seems like it's been forever since we've been waiting for altcoin season. I'm sure people have been calling for that altcoin season since the beginning of the year, since basically this happened. This all this upmark, all this trending that BTCD had. I'm sure some people were calling for it. So we didn't get the 50% target that we were waiting for. If this manages to hold, if this prints a lower high, then the 50% target is definitely on board. But otherwise, I think we're going to get a second stab around the 57% area, and that's confluent with a Bitcoin rally here, having to Bitcoin outperform the rest of the market to suck up some liquidity from alts before having that BTCD rollover. So let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum's been pretty much sideways since we got that crazy short squeeze after the ETF rumors, but it's working on a bullish engulfing candle from yesterday's candle, and it's working on the highest daily candle close since June 1st for the time being. So also beginning to print red negative momentum on the MACD histogram, but that's not concerning at all. It could be something like this. It could be just small bars. I think the Ethereum outperformance will come, but I think we might need to see Bitcoin rally first and take the advantage first before seeing Ethereum do its significant move. It usually, when Ethereum season comes, when altcoin season comes, is usually when we're deep into the bull market and when Bitcoin is just really elevated. So that's your Ethereum. Let's take a look at Ethereum against BTC. So yeah, having another red day, working on your lowest daily candle close since May 22nd, and just the 0.056 or 0.05600 sats at around here just was too strong of a resistance to be broken on a first attempt. So maybe we need to reaccumulate a little bit, maybe find support within the 200 simple moving average before breaking out of this significant resistance, because I'm going to show you in the high time frame. You can see that this area comes all the way from 2017. It's not a weak support nor resistance. So you'll see the significance of it. So the ETH BTC bulls might need to regroup and have some reaccumulation before breaking out higher. It's just good that we're trading above the 200 simple moving average, though. If we start losing it, then maybe you can start to get worried. Um, maybe we pull another lower low on the ETH BTC trading pair. It's always, it's always possible. Anything's possible within trading, and you're on a long-term downtrend as well. This is like the inverse chart of BTCD, basically your altcoin index as well. So let's keep our fingers crossed, and I think that we're going to need to see Bitcoin rallying with strength in order to see an appetite for risk within market participants. Okay, we're going to look at Sol ETH, but when we look at Solana, so let's look at USDT dominance. So as we said, this was probably a bear flag here, a small bear flag, a continuation pattern, which we're currently breaking down out of, working on your lowest daily candle close since May 22nd. So I think this is a continuation structure for USDT dominance, and we're below the 4.88% level, which is really, really significant. As we've been saying on stream repeatedly, you want to be on the lower side of this resistance on the channel, because on each time that we made a rally into it, we got rejected and started a massive rally for Bitcoin, or at least a bounce here in 2022. So the fact that we're actually finding resistance on the 200-day simple moving average, which is also confluent with this 4.88% level, I think we're going to see the mid-range here at around 3.75 level for the USDT dominance. So that will be really bullish price action for your magic internet coins. So rejoice for that, chat. Rejoice. We're losing positive momentum on the MACD histogram, and we're actually working on the daily time frame on hidden bearish divergence, because you have a higher high on the positive momentum and a lower high on price. From this high here to this high, you had a big attempt on the buyers. They did their best to try to elevate the prices, and they did all they could do was a pathetic lower high with a retest and confirmation as resistance of the 200 simple moving average. So crypto is looking really good on that regard. The Nasdaq closed on the green. Just a really small pin bar, bullish pin bar here. Losing negative momentum, and looking left, you're just really elevated here. Just a good continuation. Oh, that was the weekly, my bad. But on daily, we closed green. We did not engulf yesterday's candle, but still good follow through to the absorption that we had on Friday. We had a crazy sell off on Friday, and we had a good amount of buying on the last few hours of the Friday session. So it's a good follow up to that selling, and you're continuing to build negative momentum in the MACD histogram. But I'm not concerned, since the monthly closed on an engulfing candle on the Nasdaq. So just and on the SPX is more clear. You have the all-time high from March 28 here being backtested, maybe as support once again. We fell down below it on May 30, and now we got back above it and confirming the validity of the areas as a potential support. So that's some bullish continuation price action. Okay, moving on to some altcoins. I know you guys like altcoins a lot. So Solana doing things today, working on your highest daily candle close since May 23rd and got back above the strong, important level of $169.22, which is really, really important. And you can see how real it is. If you come back here to 2021 bull market, you see how it was tested as resistance twice, then confirmed as support a few times, and then when we lost the level, we just had a big down mark here. So you're regaining that level, you're getting back above it. There's a really up and down territory between 169 and 143 bucks for Solana. So you don't want to see follow through to this structure here and starting to lose negative momentum on the MACD histogram as well. And you also have a hidden bullish divergence here. Potentially, if we continue to lose the negative momentum on the MACD histogram, this could turn into a hidden bullish divergence, a continuation divergence to the upside. I want to take a look at Sol ETH because there is a potential pattern there going on. So you have this possible week off distribution schematic type 2 when you have the preliminary supply, then the buying climax, then the automatic response, secondary test, sign of weakness, the upthrust, and then when you start into phase C, you get a last point of supply at around the level of the upthrust, and then maybe you start getting last point of supply before falling down into a sign of weakness level here. But we're seeing some interesting development here, maybe pulling a double bottom at around the 200 simple moving average. So that's quite interesting because what do you expect on phase D for Sol ETH if this was really a distribution schematic, if this was really a distribution setup, a week of distribution setup, what you would see, or basically what you would be paying attention, is to last points of supply being built on. So I'll give you an example. So maybe if you see something like this and then you come down again and the 200 simple moving average fails to hold the price, and then maybe you get another bounce, then maybe you get something like that. If you see something like that, then this will be the phase D continuation of the distribution. And once you have a breakdown, you would confirm phase D, and phase E would start, which will be down mark into lower prices for Sol ETH than the sign of weakness, something like ETH BTC, more or less, just a down mark, and maybe complete the whole distribution with an accumulation here at the bottom. But this is not guaranteed because it's an ongoing setup. So this gets invalidated if Sol ETH it's able to reclaim the last point of supply and start having daily candle closes above the upthrust. Then you can start thinking of this was just a fake out or just a reaccumulation probably setup. So interesting to see that possible double bottom formation here at around the 200 simple moving average, I'm just going to think, or I'm going to lean towards this being real until we have a confirmation above the last point of supply. And you also had this bearish bad harmonic here at the top that was confirming that this was a double top, which is at around a really important level, at around all-time highs from the previous cycle. So yeah, really interesting Sol ETH. I wonder if it's going to rally and go tag here the upthrust, or maybe just put in another lower high and continue distributing. I think it's going to have to do with how fast the Ethereum ETF moves. If it starts trading soon, then maybe Ethereum is going to regain strength and just be the more bullish asset for the time being. This is not implying that the Solana is going to dump, by the way. It's just which coin would perform best, because for the last 8 months or so, Solana has been outperforming Ethereum by a lot. So that's the question and matter. Now, not that Solana is going to nuke. So that's your Sol. I'm going to look at Sol BTC as well. So Sol BTC maybe confirming on a double test that this level is actually a support, which comes from 2021 as well, which is really a significant level. You can see here, I was regarded as support twice, and then when you lost it, was confirmed as resistance. You had a lower low, and then here confirmed as resistance again before basically nuking down. So you can see the level of 23,847 sats to be really important for Sol BTC. So it's good that Sol BTC is having a bullish engulfing candle of the previous daily candle right above this level. It seems like it seems like it was almost manufactured to be that way. It's just too clean to have that possible double bottom against BTC at around this level, and also printing higher lows and then an equal low. It's just looks phenomenal. And also you have a bullish setup here. What's good, Eddie? Yeah, I'm good. I'm bullish on Sol. Eddie should know better. Oh yeah, I was bearish on Sol as long as we stayed below 169. That's what I said. If you're failing to have price action above this level, then I'm going to lean towards being careful with Sol. But having this reclaim here just looks really good. So going back to Sol BTC, you have this bullish setup, which is a 3 rising valleys here, 3 consecutive lows, having higher lows here than the previous one, and you have a higher high on this high regarding the first high. So you had a throwback here. You were not able to sustain price above the breakout line. So you had a throwback here that could be maybe being confirmed as support once again. So maybe the pattern continues to play out from here. So if you wanted to reposition yourself for Sol BTC, this could be a good area here. If you lose this area, then the low. This is a lower high, yeah, but I just think of it of a local lower high. I don't think this is too much of a significant price action. It's just 4 candles, 5 candles of the rally. But if you wanted to position yourself for Sol BTC, I think this is a good area, given the significance of the area, the level that we're currently finding support. So if you want to take a look at the technicals here, you can always have the measure move here. So from the breakout line to the lower end of the first low is a 22% measure move. And if you go from the breakout line here, 22% leaves you all the way almost at around here, all-time highs against BTC. So if you wanted to take a trade, you're on really good risk to reward here. If you think that this is actually a confirmation low, a double bottom here at around a critical inflection point, you can do something like this for Sol BTC. So it's interesting what it's being developed here. Just two equal lows after this accumulation schematic that actually failed to play out. It didn't rally all the way to the target. It had a throwback. It's worth considering that Bulkowski says that if you have a throwback on a three rising valleys pattern, the performance of the setup might be affected. If you want to see a better performing three rising valleys pattern, you want to have a daily candle close above the breakout line and not have this throwback. Just have the immediate price action. So that's what Bulkowski said on throwbacks on this kind of patterns. Yeah, and then you can do requests. Just going to go through some tickers that I want to look at, and then in a few more minutes, I'll be taking on requests for sure. So that's your Sol BTC. I know you're bullish on it, Eddie. So that's a potential setup. Okay. Talking about potential setups, we've had a similar setup here than Solana. So something really similar happened. You had this three rising valleys pattern. You had the breakout line. You had a candle close above the breakout line, which is basically the confirmation of the pattern. If you like traditional technical analysis and you trade on TA, you basically just take the trade when you have this breakout. This is when you enter. But I like taking them when I'm at around the third low, because the risk to reward for me here is too high. If you go from the breakout line to the third low, is like 33% drawdown. So if you take them on the third low, you have a better risk to reward, but you have a lower possibility, or you have a lower chance of the pattern actually being real. If I'm making myself clear, you'll have a better RR, but it's not a certainty that the pattern will get confirmed. But that's the reality. We actually identified this trade setup live on stream. I think we saw it at around here. I actually traded it and I caught it when we had a daily candle close back inside of the breakout line, and I still have a moon bag. I moved some funds around, but this could be something similar what's going on Sol BTC, when you had this throwback and now you're confirming a potential support or a low at around a critical area here, which was the daily candle close from the March 15 all-time high. You can see how it's been regarded as resistance, then support, resistance. You had a fake out here, but resistance once again. We broke out and now maybe having a back test as a support. Yeah, Sol trends. I think Sol memes will have a ride too, bonk too for sure. I actually I'm not sure how Solana is going to perform against Ethereum if we have all of that distribution possibly on Sol ETH. But this whole cycle, Solana has been a risk-on index. Every time you have Sol running, it means that altcoins are possibly going to perform well. And you actually saw that on October of last year, that Solana was one of the first runners along with Link. So it's hard to fade Solana. You can be bearish on it at against Ethereum, for example, but you just know Solana is going to continue to grind up if Bitcoin does its thing, and especially when you have that setup on Sol BTC. So also, if you wanted to bet on the continuation of this three rising valleys setup here, you could do something similar to a Sol BTC chart where you set in the invalidation below this yesterday's low, basically at around $3.05, and you go for the measure move target. I think I had it. Do I have it here? Okay, we'll do it. So the measure move target for this three rising valleys pattern, it's 46% from the breakout line. So 46% above $3.66. It's at around $1.72. No, my bad. It's at around $5.40. Yeah. So we're going to leave that marked in case we test it in the future. So as I was saying, Volkowski said that when you have a throwback on a three rising valleys, you have this kind of close confirmation, but then you made this throwback. Performance tends to be affected. So it doesn't mean it's not going to perform, but maybe it's going to take more time, or maybe performance is not affected at all. It's just what he saw when he studied a bunch of trade setups along the way. Volkowski basically studied like thousands and thousands of patterns on trade setups, and he just studied what performance had on an overall on an overall measure. So that's your whiff against USDT. What's up with BTC here? So with BTC didn't have the setup that with USDT had, which was an accumulation setup. On with BTC, it's just actually ranging, and you can see that we tested the upper side of the range. This was actually the same red candle when we broke down below the breakout line, and you could see some maybe support at around the mid range here, but it's not as strong as a setup as on the USDT pair. It's just within a range, and actually sitting at the mid range right now. This could turn into a higher low for sure, but I just don't have the edge for you to tell you that this could develop into something else. By the time being, you need to see some candle closes above this range, this upper side of the range, and then we can fly. It's actually losing positive momentum on the MACD histogram and working on your highest daily candle close since June 1st. Nothing much to say about with BTC for the time being. Let's take a look at Pepe. So if you've been watching the stream, you'll know that we also took this long of this inverted head and shoulders pattern, which had a target, which was this at around 1,400. I don't know what's the out of a penny, I guess, level. It's just too weird. But the target what was hit. We took some profits. We left the moon back because Pepe is going to be a good performer on the long term anyway. But also you can see confluence from this level here. which was signaling that we may had a top end, which was the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level here, which was confluent with the inverse head and shoulders pattern. So yeah, I think this might take a breather from here. We did some fib to the other day for looking for a potential entry from bottom to top. So you're currently at the 0.236 retracement level, which is a common retracement. Is the first retracement of all. It's just when you can start talking about a fib retracement. And if we actually are able to carve out a bottom at around the 236 level and start rolling again, then this asset is turbo bullish. Because when you have this retracement, this 0.236 retracement, and you have an immediate reaction to it, it's usually the asset just has too much demand. It's about what technicians usually say at around having a reaction at this levels. Otherwise, you'll be looking for the common retrace of the 0.5 over the golden zone at around the 0.618 level for looking for a deep value long for Pepe here. And if you get any lower, you can always go to the 786 and almost to a full retrace. But I don't think you'll get that. I think that would be being greedy. So you just really elevate it. You're possibly you're building negative momentum on the MACD histogram. So it's not that much that you can do on Pepe right now. If you're holding Pepe, you might just decide to hold it for a while if you have a long-term plan for it. But if not, there's nothing that you can do. You had a bullish engulfing candle here. When was this? On last Friday, and then just continuing to bleed. And today, you're going to be invalidated that bullish engulfing candle because you'll have a daily candle close below it. So that's an invalidation of this bullish engulfing candle, and it's just not looking too good if you just take a look at it, just on how it looks. You will need patience. If you're patient enough, you might get an entry for Pepe. And yeah, I think you're right. I think since Ethereum has been cooling down, most of the Ethereum mainnet tokens and Ethereum mainnet memes have been cooling down too. So you need that Ethereum price action, and it might be some time for Solana to do its thing, and Sol memes maybe to do its thing, since that possible double bottom that we saw on Sol ETH. Yeah, Uni was like 20% on the day. I don't know why it did that too, but it's just interesting. Let's go to Athena. I made a clip on Athena yesterday. I made a video because we identified this potential inverse head and shoulders live on stream as well. Actually, on May 30th, I think it was last Thursday, that we entered long here. And we had a confirmation of the setup yesterday when you have a daily candle close above the neckline, which was basically the 93 cents area. And you reach an important level here, which was this level here was tested as support on April 12th and then as resistance on April 21st, and we couldn't get any follow through above it. Maybe it's because of what NN is saying. And I think Athena had some unlocks today, so maybe some people sold because of that. But this could turn into a really interesting setup because you're back testing the neckline here, possibly a support. When the New York Stock Exchange trading session began today, you were sitting basically at the neckline and then had some absorption today. So I'm going to give some time to my Athena longs because the measure move target, it's above here. I think it's at around $1.21. so it still has some more room to run into. But yeah, losing positive momentum in the MACD histogram. I don't know. I guess I'll see what it does tomorrow, because on the USD pair is looking nice, but on the BTC pair it's not showing too much strength. It's just like a nothing burger candle, just pretty much retraced all of yesterday's price action. It's not creating an engulf, but yeah. Yeah, it had this it unlocks. I think it has like a weekly unlock or something, and it was pumping on when it opened the fresh daily candle, but then had a big retracement on Athena. So on Bitcoin, I don't know if this turns out to be a lower high, then you might see continuation for ENA BTC, because this is actually a bear trend. You see lower lows and lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, maybe lower high. Um, you need to confirm this one as being a higher low than this one, and then maybe we can talk about a market structure break and a potential daily bullish trend on the daily time frame. It's what I would like to see on Athena against Bitcoin. Render was having some wild price action today. Yeah, I didn't see that Athena shill. I mean, it was getting shilled hard in April, that's for sure. But then I think everyone went quiet on it. So I think it was interesting for me that everyone was paying attention to memes again, buying basically the Pepe top. So I thought that maybe Athena was a good bet, since I didn't see much shilling of it the past few weeks. So render, it's been going sideways for a while now, within this range for about almost a full month, like 30 days or so, and just a lot of maybe buy-in up here, just a lot of maybe absorption. And what I found to be interesting here on the daily time frame is that you have actually a hidden bullish divergence on the MACD histogram, because you have a lower low here than this one on the histogram, and sellers were not able to push the price down, or at least equal to this May 1st lows. So this is a continuation pattern. I mean, not pattern, by divergence on the MACD histogram, and you're losing positive momentum. So this could turn into green momentum soon and go test this important level of $11 and 23 cents. We were also looking at render BTC. So no edge on the oscillators, but what you do have here is an ascending Browning wedge pattern. I'm going to turn this black so it doesn't get mixed with the EMA. So Eddie already knows this, because he's been on a lot of streams, but this is an ascending Browning pattern formation, which is a a bullish asset. Is basically a bullish asset or whatever coin that has a bearish bias. Is basically what implies this pattern. The psychology aspect to this formation is just an asset that has a lot of demand but has a bearish bias on the market. And we saw this back test up to the basically 1800 Satoshi level, and just rejected here. We were live on stream and said this is probably, this is getting rejected, then we're probably gonna come back down here. So on how it's looking on the USD pair, I think it might get some love on the BTC pair. And yesterday, let's see if it engulfed. What? No, I think it didn't. Wasn't able. Wow, it had like a basically an equal close to yesterday's open. That's wild. But we lost this. I tried drawing this on a lot of manners in order for it to not be invalidated. Maybe if you, I'll redraw it once again. I think, I think maybe that works. As long as you hold on into this trend line, then I think good things could come for render BTC having this breakout here. This is a strong bullish setup in my opinion. But you need to see some trend formation here, some support, unless we're going to probably come back down to the lower end of the ascending Browning wedge. Okay, I'm gonna go to BTC, see how it closed. So Bitcoin was not able to get a breakout out of these bull flag or descending channel, just barely. I think today, or I mean today's candle will have finally some resolution, and we'll see what's going on. If this turns out to be a double top at around here, then you're definitely going to see the mid range, in my opinion. After spending this much time at around the 67, 69K cluster and not being able to have a breakout, then I think you would see possibly the mid range and hopefully put in another higher low regarding the lows from May. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't trusting anything but the basically the American session. I'm okay with that thought, but the thing is that a Bitcoin has been moving on weekends as well and not retracing the weekend moves on the TradFi session. So anything could happen. I mean, as we remember in prior cycles, we didn't have ETFs and we had pumps anyway. We had pumps at night, we had pumps on the weekends, and I think if the demand is just too big, then we're going to get the breakout. We're going to get the breakout anyway, if it's on burger session or not. We'll see. Okay. And then I'll look at. I think you wanted me to look at Airweave. I'll look at it, and you can come back to the stream if you don't have time and check back on it later. Okay. Thanks for watching. Okay. We'll look at Airweave right away, and then we'll get to some other coins and to what my boy Eddie might want to look at. Airweave. I don't think I ever done TA on this coin. Damn. It's looking fine. I'll tell you that. Okay, I'm looking at possible inflection points and some critical areas from history. This is definitely a level 2. Zones where price have reversed and pumped and whatnot. Okay. So you got an embarrassed head and shoulders here, potentially. Left shoulder, the head. on the right shoulder here. Let's see, and you had a higher high here, potentially a higher low. Looks awesome. You're starting to build positive momentum. You had a bullish engulfing candle and the highest daily candle close since May 21st. Not much edge on the oscillators. You just have bullish convergence. You don't have any divergence of any kind. Let's throw some fips. Yeah, so you're way past the 786 level. You're maybe confirming the 786 retracement as support. I didn't know this coin was doing things. Tell you that. So yeah, it looks like it's going to continue its trend, which is an uptrend. You have a higher high here regarding this high, and you have a higher low here regarding this low and this low. So yeah, I don't see any pattern. It's just you're confirming $42.03 as support, which is a critical zone from history. I'm show you when this is coming from basically here, here, and here. Was back tested as support, then resistance twice here, and now you're having a daily candle close after spring. So it looks good. I don't think you can position yourself here. I don't see how you could trade this. I think you may be too elevated from this low. So you're around 20% away from this low, because this low could get retraced right away. But what you could possibly do is just have an invalidation below this low and thinking that maybe this was a confirmation of a resistance to support flip. If you're flipping this area and confirming it as support, then this could get interesting, and you could be heading after you flip $50 area. You will be looking at 65 and $70 next targets, which are close to all-time highs from the previous cycle. So this coin is looking really good. Reminds me a little bit of BNB because it doesn't have the same price action, but not too many people were looking at it. I think at least it wasn't getting shielded so hard on the timeline, and it was doing really good things. So it's a good find. And RR against BTC looks really similar. It's not performing as good as against the USD pair for sure. So you have some areas here. I think, yeah, that's the spot, the candle close, the daily candle close. What else? Maybe this complacency shoulder here. It's just has a lot of noise. But yeah, I think it's real. Okay. So below here, this was definitely a level. Yeah. So you're also trying to make this level the 6,400 Satoshi level. you want to confirm it as support once it was tested as resistance twice in March. Now you're trying to get back above it, and any 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 good thing might come above it, and then you'll see the 8,000 Satoshi level, the 9,991 Satoshi level, and the 10,834 will be your next targets if you're able to flip and confirm these areas as support. You're building positive momentum on the MACD histogram, and you might have a divergence here, which would be a hidden bullish divergence, where you have a lower low on the MACD histogram and a higher low on price. So that's your airwave. What else can we look at? What do you want to look at, Eddie? Let's take a look at Bonk. Kaspa, damn, that coin has been doing things, huh? Yeah, we'll look at Bonk and then Floki. So Bonk looking better than Pepe at least, but it's not looking too primed for the time being. Let's see my Discord. No, don't bet your house. MNDE. Okay, we'll look at that later. So Bonk is just it's lower than this 3,412 of a penny level here. Well, it's what you would like to see some acceptance back above it, or otherwise just might turn into a deviation or a swing failure pattern. It's the same that I said with Solana. I think it was yesterday that I said that I wasn't interested in Sol until it reclaims the $169. It's not that I'm bearish on Sol per se. You get my point. But yeah, I think WIF is looking way better than Bonk here. You just need to clear out that level. You can always play to think that this was a higher low, but I have no edge. I'm telling you that that's true. Negative momentum continuing to increase. If you start to see a decrease in negative momentum and you start to see a low being put on the chart, then maybe you can start talking about a hidden bullish divergence here in the MACD histogram. But for the time being, I just don't see it. You just had the highest daily candle close since June 1st. And that will be it for your bonk. What else? Let's take a look at Floki. All right. Damn. I think this is like all-time highs, almost. Yeah, there's not much price action to the left. All right, we'll take a look at that too. Damn, yeah, looks awesome, but no way to position myself here unless you want to become a long-term investor, aka community member, because this could get rejected once again. What you could do if you wanted to gamble, you could wait for a daily candle close above this level here, painted in red, which is the highest daily candle close ever. And if you start seeing acceptance of candle closes above this level, then probably it's going to mean the Floki is going to continue to rip. But this is looking better than Pepe and a lot of other Ethereum mainnet coins, or memes at least. And you've been going on positive momentum for a while, basically since April 21st. So this drought of negative momentum could continue going on, but at some point negative momentum is going to come, and the selling doesn't start at the negative momentum. The selling usually starts when you start to see losing of positive momentum. So yeah, at a critical level here, Floki. If you wanted to position yourself, I wouldn't do it here. I would wait for a daily candle close above it. But it's just too elevated as well. You have to manage and get really granular with the time frame. Go on a lower time frame trade, having in mind this setup. Because if you go to this low here, you're around 20% away. It's just too much. Let's look at Kaspa. So Kaspa's not on Binance. I think that's why I never bought it. Just got lazy. So Kaspa increasing positive momentum, just had the highest daily candle close since almost ever. The highest daily candle close for Kaspa is from February 19. So it's gonna get listed on Binance. Damn. Yeah. Should have bought on Qcoin or whatever this asset's trading on. But yeah, almost had the highest daily candle close ever. Just so you hold some Kaspa. Yeah, I heard this is the future BTC. I heard we're all going to be trading shitcoins on Kaspa KRC 20s. But the last time I heard that was on Runes, and you know what happened with Runes. Yeah, bro, it's just really elevated. Just had this massive short squeeze and positive momentum continuing to increase. Volume has been increasing as well. It's not much that I can do here. Just basically on La La Land. Let's see. Going to draw some levels your way. That's the highest daily candle close. And this is the all-time high. Flip this, turn this into support, and then maybe you can position yourself. Because if you didn't take the trade down here, this inverse head and shoulders or whatever, just not going to take it here. All right, Aptos and WorldCoin. I have not looked at Aptos in a while. Tell you that. I think the last time I saw it was because you requested it. Okay. Yeah. So let's see if we have some edge on the oscillators. Okay, so this could be coming interesting here. You might be looking at inverse head and shoulders. And actually the neckline would be this. Maybe, okay, let's get granular here, and this would be your neckline. That one there. And this could be your right shoulder on Aptos. You just had the highest daily candle close since May 31st, and working potentially on an inverse head and shoulders pattern here, sitting below the 200 simple moving average. So I would prefer that we were above it, but either way, you have the pattern and the measure move for your pattern It's a 19% from the neckline. So that would leave you 19%. That will give you like $11.42. I don't like I'm not that sure on how the structure looks. It could look cleaner, but it's there. It's definitely there. So if this is the low from the right shoulder, you know, let me see, how much was it? $11.40, I think. That could be a trade here on Aptos. Potentially a reversal from all of this gnarly price action that started on March 26th. Yeah. I just don't see that we're reacting to a critical level here. Yeah, maybe if you consider this one. Yeah, that looks better. That could be a potential money-making trade. WorldCoin. Damn. Increasing positive momentum. No edge on the oscillators. And fighting for its life to hold onto the 200 simple moving average. Trying to reclaim the 4.80 cents level. Yeah, it looks somewhat interesting here. And it kind of also has like an inverse head and shoulders. It's just the structure. It doesn't look as good as I would like to, but it's definitely there. Left shoulder, head, and a potential right shoulder here. And you could think that maybe here's the neckline at around here. Maybe there. But just you're starting to form the right shoulder, so you can never know. It could fail. So why not? Oh yeah, I think Aptos looks more developed in that regard. Yeah. As long as you're above $4.79, this gets interesting. Okay? That's the level, the God tier level to look at on WorldCoin in case you're interested, Eddie or anyone in the chat. Let's look at Ocean. Okay. Damn. This is some wild looking price action. Are you enjoying your tacos, Eddie? Well, take a look at Ocean. Just taking a look at some real levels here. Oh, so you cooked? Nice. Nice. I think I'm gonna eat pasta too, but I think it's later here in my time zone rather than yours. I think in your case it's a little bit earlier. So yeah, it's 8:30 here exactly. So you may be having some channel action here too, but I think it's yeah, something like that. So this usually ascending channels tend to break downwards. This could be like a huge bear flag, but given the size of it, I don't think it's a bear flag at all. Because you're on a macro uptrend, so this could be just a range. You could look at it like that, and it will be considered to be oversold within this range because you're on the lower end of the range, and you will be looking for the mid range here and the upper side of the range at around $1.12. And you might have some hidden bullish divergence here on the MACD histogram because you have a lower low on negative momentum and a higher low on price. So this could signal that the uptrend is going to continue. You don't have three rising values pattern here, unless you consider this as just one low, because you have one low here, and if you consider this one as two lows, then you don't have it because this high is lower than this high. But if you just think of this one as just one big low, and this is the higher high after this one, you might need the third low here to get put in before positioning yourself to riding this coin to the upside. We'll take the latter stance on it just because of how the structure looks. This low is way bigger than this one, so you could probably think that this is just one low on a microstructure perspective. So yeah, it's oversold within this range. Had an engulfing candle on Monday and it got confirmed on today's candle. And you had the highest daily candle close since May 31st. And you have a potential bullish divergence pattern. I mean, signal, not pattern, on the MACD histogram. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Rolvi just continues to, once it broke down out of this level, just continue to trade downwards and invalidated this divergence that it had on the 3-day, I think. I mean, not yet, but it printed more negative momentum, so you cannot say that you have the divergence yet. Got invalidated. Okay. MNND. Yeah, that's the one from Marinade. What's this? Is this the one, Eddie? Jesus Christ. Okay. Soul staking token. Okay, didn't know about this, but it reminds me of like Arbitrum or Aptos, like in a constant bleed. Look at this momentum on the MACD. Wow. Yeah, this is going to resolve either way around. I don't have much of an edge right now. I have to take a deeper look, but this is going to have a strong move into one side of another on how the MACD is looking. Man, this is a wild chart, to be honest. Why does it look like that? Looks so funny. Reminds me like of XRP, you know, like a pump, then eternal bleed, then pump. Yeah. Maybe here. All right. I didn't know MPL as well too. But this coin is losing some support. So you can help me appreciate here. Do you see this level, Eddie? So you don't think I'm making up things? Do you see that? So this was confirmed as resistance in November 2022. And then it was flipped as support twice on November 2023. Yeah, you might sweep, but if you sweep, when you go long is on the reclaim, not on praying for the sweep without knowing if it's going to be a sweep or just a breakdown, because most of the times it could turn out to be a breakdown and you'll be long in something that's not signaling an up mark. Know what I'm saying? I mean, you can long it if you want to, if you could position yourself and whatever, just do it. But if you were looking for having the odds on your favor and probabilities on technical analysis, then you will wait for the reclaim. But if you have, I don't know, any kind of information that you would think it's almost a certainty it's going to pump and whatnot, then yeah, it might be interesting. But this is the level that you're currently breaching, you know, and you also back tested as resistance here. So you had an inflection here. You had some absorption of the selling. You bounced, then you came back into it. You didn't have any reaction. You fell below it. You have a back test on Monday, and then you have a bearish engulfing candle today, creating the lowest daily candle close today since, dude, October 31st, 2023. So yeah, on how dead the MACD histogram looks, you have some bullish divergence here for sure. Just continuing to print lower negative momentum while continuing to print lower prices, but you're below a critical level. So give me a reclaim of $13 and I could become interested. Otherwise, I'm just not going to long anything that looks like this. I would rather long an uptrending coin, because this could just, I don't know. Next technical target for it's just 8 cents. It's just too big of a drawdown, you know. You don't have anything here. It's just up and down territory. If you don't have that reclaim quick, look what happens within this range. Just up or down, up or down. It's just pure air. So on the technical side, this is terrible. You would pray for this bullish divergence to play out here. But maybe it's on a bear market, this coin, and then just, I don't know, and it's also a staking coin. Maybe it gets too much supply, it's just stakers dumping their coins. It takes like I'm sure when the staking, unravels and start uptrending is going to have a massive short squeeze and uptrend or whatever, because all the selling pressure that everyone was putting on is going to get like reversed. But for the time being, I will be careful not to, unless you claim 13 cents. Okay, then I could become bullish. Otherwise, there's just better things. All right. Okay, my G, we're going on for about an hour and 25 minutes. I appreciate you tuning in and liking the video and liking every other video that I put in. I really appreciate your support and staying here on stream. I hope that we're learning together, and we'll stay in touch. Yeah. Thanks, Eddie. See you soon.